Thank you for that introduction. Hello, everyone. I'm excited to share with everyone this presentation today and sharing with you how we have been working very hard at Agilent to continually innovate and make huge advances with our hardware and software. With the advancements that I will share with you today, I hope it will allow you to see how we are removing barriers and simplifying workflows with a smart ICP-MS. If you haven't heard the news, we are very excited to announce that we have just introduced our new Agilent Single Quad ICP-MS to the Agilent ICP-MS portfolio of instruments. This is the new single quad, which is called the 7850. You can see where the 7850 fits into our ICP-MS Agilent family. It is replacing our old 7800 ICP-MS. So let's get into the new features of this new instrument. So what is new on the Agilent 7850 ICP-MS? We have heard from many of our customers that they want us to help them reduce time along the ICP-MS workflow. So we have come up with smart features to help make that happen. Some of the new features are a streamlined Mass Hunter user interface for faster method development. We also have standard UHMI on the 7850. We have improved our maintenance, and now we have better scheduling of maintenance events. We've also made automatic post-run performance checks, and we have extensive range of support services. And I'll get into examples of all of these in the coming slides. In the theme of saving time for our customers, we know that developing new methods and learning a new instrument can be very time-consuming, especially for those new users or the labs that are new to ICP-MS. Therefore, we have a preset or pre-developed methods, or we've come up with templates for many of the common methods that are used in the ICP-MS labs. Some of them are the drinking water method, the EPA 200.8, also the wastewaters, which includes solid waste, which is EPA 6020, as well as US and China pharmacopoeia, and low, medium, and high matrix samples templates. We also have method wizard optimization, and we've pre-written some SOPs to help you saving time when writing up documentation. So Mass Hunter version 5.1 is the latest instrument control and data analysis software solution for our ICP-MS. This latest version signifies one of the largest user interface overhauls since the original Mass Hunter version, which replaced the ChemStation more than 12 years ago. So this new software is going to look so much better and so much more improved for many of our ICP-MS users, and we're really excited to share this new software with you today. So this new 5.1 completely changes the user interface and workflow. We have new productivity tools. We have improved ICP Go and a new help and learning center, which I'll show you in this talk today. So the completely new user interface and workflow looks like this. And so the new task navigator is a top-down approach to instrument control, method development, and sample measurement. It's a simpler and intuitive task flow for method development and significantly easier to learn for our users. The instrument status indicator is a color-coded ribbon along the right-hand side of your screen. You can see it has green, we're showing yellow here, and then red. It's very easy to understand instrument status at a glance. So now let's hear about the task navigator on the new 7850 from our Agilent ICP-MS software manager from the UK, Mr. Glenn Woods.
Amongst many other design improvements, Mass Hunter 5.1 introduces the task navigator. This provides a top-down approach at instrument control, method development, calibration, QC setup, sample measurement, and data analysis. Mass Hunter 5.1 also offers redesigned tasks within the method setup. So let's take a tour through the task navigator. The first item is the dashboard, and this displays the current instrument status and the early maintenance feedback categories. For our method setup, this new screen displays our acquisition mode, peak pattern, number of replicates, and sweeps per replicate. We have options for auto tune, generate tune report, and acquire PA factor. Batch comments can be set, and advanced acquisition is still available. On this screen, we also decide on the type of analysis we wish to perform, whether we include intelligent sequencing, if the option has been purchased, and also Semiquant or IntelliQuant analysis. Here we can select our report templates and define any other advanced acquisition parameters. Tune modes takes us to the redesigned yet familiar tune screen. Element selection is now much simpler as a lot of options have been moved to instrument setup. Sample introduction takes us to the peristaltic pump or ICIS program and features the intelligent rinse and preemptive rinse options. The analyte list defines which elements should be used as internal standards or analytes. The calibration list allows setup of the calibration standards and QC control standards. Semiquant analysis allows the setup of a dedicated Semiquant method, or whether we use IntelliQuant for the quick scan data. The QC parameters depend on the option selected during startup. Without intelligent sequencing, the standard QC parameters are displayed. Should intelligent sequencing be enabled, the QC parameters then displays our intelligent sequencing options. Following this is our sample list and acquisition queue. Once the sample list has been created and the method has been saved, that particular batch can simply be added to the queue for the next run.
Thank you, Glenn. So Glenn, as our software manager, has been working hard on the software for a while now, and so it's really nice to have him help introduce this to our customers. Okay, so another completely new user interface and workflow solution is that we have now the pre and post run check. So the pre and post run performance verification is now available. And so allows you to know the instrument performance and the status before turning on the plasma. The performance criteria checking during startup and now at the very end of the day means that you know the instrument state at any one time. Knowing the instrument status after the whole batch finishes allows you to know the performance and verify the instrument condition before turning the plasma on the next day. We've introduced a couple of new icons as well, too. So you can see now we have the performance check, and you can see we have a run at end as well. And so you can see we have examples where we see no, it was not run, or yes, it was run, and if this is passed or if it failed. So these pre-run and post-run performance checks are configurable targets. So you can see we have a pop-up here where we can show you if maintenance is right. So usability was key for this new software, and we know our customers will love this new feature called Smart EMF, or Smart Early Maintenance Feedback. This is a simple, intelligent feedback on the instrument's maintenance requirements and similar to our ICP Expert software, which if anyone is an ICP OES user, they will be familiar with our ICP Expert software. So we have used now smart meters, and our smart EMF provides operational insights, which allows for reducing planned and unplanned downtime and maintenance. You can see that we have customizable settings where there's multiple configurable meters. So on the bottom right-hand side, you can see in that red square, you can see the current values and the limit values for multiple different checks. You can see some of them like clean sample cone, clean skimmer cone, etc. The limit value is something that can be changed depending on the lab environment. Let's take a closer look. So this, again, is the same as the ICP-MS expert, and we decided to incorporate this into the Mass Hunter software for ICP-MS users since it's so popular with our ICP OES users. So we've installed with sensible default settings, and these can be, again, changed when required by the lab. There's multiple configurable meters. We have user meter options, and important items such as vacuum system pump are on settings. So you can see on this table here what this would look like. We can have things in the red when they need to be checked, when they're in the yellow, when they need to be maybe take a little glance at them, take a closer look, and in the green means things are good and we haven't been running for very long. Okay, so let's hear again from Glenn Woods about the EMF on the new 7850 for our Agilent ICP-MS.
The new Smart EMF includes new sample counters, enhancing the metrics used for scheduling maintenance. The meters include sensible default action values, typically for high matrix samples, and can be optimized by the user for their particular workload or sample types. The only fixed maintenance items are those for the 4-line pump and cannot be edited by the user other than reducing the time between scheduled maintenance. Smart EMF in ICP-MS Mass Hunter uses the same code base as that in ICP Expert and will be very familiar to ICP OES users. Operation is very intuitive, and a simple traffic light colors makes understanding when and what maintenance needs to be scheduled without any surprises. Smart EMF provides instrument insights. Let's take a look at some examples. On this screen here you can see 8 meters are laid out with varying different colors and varying different levels of maintenance requirements. In this example, we've set the change sample uptake tube to 200 samples, clean the cone to 300 samples, and clean the skimmer to 350 samples. This gives us an example of the different color schemes used for the early maintenance feedback counters. Let's take a look at changing and setting those counters up. By going over to settings, this opens up a separate dialog which allows us to alter and refine any particular maintenance items or meters. There are several user-defined options available in all of the different counters and metrics. Under solutions measured, there are some sensible items and defaults, and of course a user-defined value can be easily set up. To add or remove a particular meter, you simply tick on the checkbox. So I'll add 2 more items. They're then displayed on the main screen. Being the dashboard, this is the first screen the user sees when opening Mass Hunter. Importantly, the meters will arrange themselves in order of priority. So we can see here, action needed earlier to action needed later. Smart EMF really helps provide instrumental and usage insights.
Thank you, Glenn. Another new feature that I'm super impressed with is our Help and Learning Center. Within this center, we are able to search and find information on anything that we need to know with our ICP-MS. One thing I really like is the interactive troubleshooting tool and the very, very clear pictures that help you figure out what might be going on with your instruments and any issues you might be having. And just because I like his British accent so much, one more time, let's hear from our software manager, Glenn Woods, about the Help and Learning Center on the new 5.1 software.
Help and Learning Center. As part of Agilent and Atomic Spectroscopy Division's aims to provide the most feature-rich yet easy-to-use software and hardware, ICP-MS Mass Hunter includes a completely new Help and Learning Center. Based upon browser technology, this cutting-edge tool significantly enhances the way users interact and diagnose hardware and software issues should they arise. Not only does the Help and Learning Center provide a base for all user manuals, it provides access to many tools, including a learning center, a how-to and help, troubleshooting, and maintenance tools. Let's take a look at some examples. What's new in ICP-MS Mass Hunter is a self-paced course allowing novice and experienced users alike to self-train on the new version of ICP-MS Mass Hunter. Navigation is easy, either by clicking upon the shortcut to the left-hand side or on the arrows to go through each of the different course materials. Underneath troubleshooting, there are a new set of interactive tools that allows the user to troubleshoot and sort some of their own problems just by answering a few questions and performing some of their own tests. We'll take you through the interactive low sensitivity troubleshooting tool as an example. The Help and Learning Center also includes several instructional videos for items such as routine maintenance. The Help and Learning Center is a new and very useful tool in support of Agilent's ICP-MS systems.
Thank you, Glenn. That is going to be super helpful for all of our customers and even for the Agilent employees when we need to look things up as well. So another important feature that we want to highlight is our new IntelliQuant for ICP-MS. So IntelliQuant is a fast, automated, semi-quantitative analysis which provides greater sample insight and confidence into results that you've collected on your ICP-MS. So we know that many laboratories are under pressure to increase productivity, to reduce costs, and to ensure that they have excellent data quality. We've already told you how we have done some things to help with this, like we have preset methods, we do auto tuning for you, we have our helium mode, we have robust plasma, we now have standard UHMI on our 7850. But something even newer than that is now our IntelliQuant. So let's learn a little bit more about how IntelliQuant is going to help you. So first, what is IntelliQuant? Well, it's a function in our Mass Hunter software that provides extra insights into samples with minimal additional time or effort. So to do an IntelliQuant scan, it takes an additional 2 seconds a sample for up to 78 elements. So just think, for 2 more seconds, you get data on 78 elements. That's amazing. And I'm sure that everybody could spare 2 seconds to get that much more additional data. So IntelliQuant uses helium cell gas because largely analytes are free from polyatomic interferences, and we can ensure that we have high quality data. So what can this IntelliQuant data provide? Well, like I just said, it can provide approximate concentrations for 78 elements, including those which are not included in your quantitative method. So if you were doing a method, let's say you do a method that runs maybe 4 elements, 12 elements, it just depends on your laboratory and method needs. Well, you could get an additional data on all 78 of those elements. again, for just 2 seconds. It can help you with identification or confirmation of elements not included in the quantitative method that may be of concern or interest from a quality control or safety perspective. It can also help you with estimation of your total matrix solids, or we call this TMS, of each sample that you run. This can really help when you're trying to identify the cause of different matrix effects. It can also give you information about potential spectral interferences by letting you know if there's rare earth elements, for example, in your sample, and maybe you're trying to measure arsenic or selenium, and you know that rare earth elements, when they're doubly charged, can have an interference on arsenic and selenium. So these IntelliQuant functions, again, are automatic calibrations for semi-quantitative results. So we get these results in the form of, we can get them in the form of a heat map shown on the bottom right-hand side. We can also get outlier information, and again, these total matrix solids information. So another very nice feature is the IntelliQuant automatically selects the appropriate calibration from the quantitative method to calculate accurate response factors. Before we didn't have this function, so this is a new function for 5.1, and it is definitely useful. So let's take a closer look at this periodic table heat map for display. You can see that the heat map provides a clear visual overview of the concentrations of different elements that are there in your sample. What we're looking at here is a periodic table heat map of a powdered donut sample that I ran. And one thing that's interesting is you can see that, if you take a quick scan of this, you might be alarmed. Why would we see titanium in powdered donuts? Well, we know, since we purchased those powdered donuts, that there is titanium nanoparticles used in the sugary coating that's on top of those powdered donuts. So this just further solidifies some of the results that we might have seen that might have been surprising. Like I said, you can also do outlier results. So the outlier flags are based on the relative intensity of the analyte mass and the potential interference source. So they indicate potential overlaps rather than definite interferences. The flags prompt the user to review and confirm any results that could be affected by unusual matrix components, so ensuring that false positive results do not slip through unchecked. The TMS calculation does not include gas or solvent elements such as argon, nitrogen, oxygen, carbon, phosphorus, and sulfur, and the different halides to ensure a more accurate result. In the example shown in this picture, the internal standard signal was lowered in sample 4 and 5. This is indicating a sample matrix effect in these samples. The change in internal standard is a useful diagnostic tool, particularly when batches of unknown samples are being analyzed. So you can see by having these additional semi-quantitative results, we get a little bit extra confidence. So this IntelliQuant gives extra confidence in the results, especially when analyzing completely unknown samples. Another useful feature is the isotope fingerprints. So here you can see we have a full mass spectrum, which can then be checked against natural isotope abundances templates to confirm the presence of certain elements. If we take a look down here, you can see that we have different colors that are being used to lay a fingerprint over the different isotope patterns of different metals. So this light teal color is showing us the isotope fingerprint or pattern of iron. The yellow is showing us cobalt. The purple is showing us nickel. The red one is showing us copper, and the green is showing us zinc. These IntelliQuant semi-quantitative results are shown here for our NIST 1643E water SRM. So you can see how good of a recovery we got Using just IntelliQuant, this 2-second scan, these were the results. You can see they're definitely, I think everything was in plus or minus about 20% with a couple outliers. You can see that strontium was a little bit lower and iron was a little bit higher. But this is amazing for being able to get all those elements in just 2 seconds. So in conclusion, you can tell that those 2 extra seconds are going to give you a lot of extra data when you have that IntelliQuant feature turned on. It gives you insight about your samples to get the right answer. It provides information about what's in an unknown sample to maybe assist with method development. It can help you with troubleshooting, and it can provide possible unknown interferences. Okay, so let's see how we can use this 7850 for our water analyzer for an EPA 200.8 method. This is an environmental conference, and this will be a very good tool for a lot of you listening today. So our Agilent ICP-MS water analyzer is effortless analysis and sensational results. So it doesn't matter what your experience or expertise is in regulated water analysis. By ICP-MS, we are here to help you however much you need help. So we offer multiple options. You could be a very experienced lab and you just need a new instrument, and we can do that. We can provide you with the 7850. If you need an instrument and maybe some additional help, maybe with an ICP Go, we can do that. We could also help you with an instrument, an SOP, and an ICP. Okay, so let's see how our multiple offerings can help your lab just depending on your needs. So option one would be, I just want an instrument. Perfect. We can set you up with a 7850 ICP. If you need an instrument only, this has been the traditional way that things have been done in the past. If you just need to buy an instrument, that's no problem. You'll still get all the expertise from us here at Agilent with your single quad ICP-MS. You'll get the power of the collision reaction cell, the 3rd generation, for helium interference removal. And you'll get our fully featured Mass Hunter ICP-MS controlled software, which I just went over with you in this talk today, our new 5.1. And you'll get the highest sensitivity and dynamic range for the best detection capabilities. If maybe you need more help, maybe you need an instrument, you want simplified workflows, but you already have your own SOP. No problem. We can go with the 7850 and our ICP Go. So you'll get the 7850 ICP-MS. You also get our ICP Go, which is simple, fast, and easy. All the software is done for you in a matter of hours, not days. But you could use your own method, templates, and SOPs. And with the Go, you can go anywhere. So you have your instrument can be accessed and controlled remotely from a PC or a handheld tablet or device, such as an iPad or an Android tablet. If maybe you have more needs, maybe you haven't, I have an instrument and I want simplified operator workflows, I can create, edit my own method templates. No problem again. We can just help you out with an ICP Go. So with just ICP Go, it is very easy to learn. It includes templates, or you can import your own Mass Hunter methods and templates. It is simple enough to learn in a day, actually. This reduces the cost of training new users and new analysts and allows operators to switch between instruments very simply. You can go anywhere with this. So a lot of times our users, they can set up their instrument, prepare all the samples, rack all the samples, and then start the run and then go home for the day and be able to monitor things from their tablet at home, or maybe they have to go over to another lab but just want to monitor things. They can do that as well, or even from the comfort of their own office. It's very simple. Maybe your option 4, though, and you want a complete EPA 200.8 solution, as maybe you have little things currently in place, and maybe this is a new analysis for you. If this is the case, we can do ICP Go and a full implementation service. So with this, you would get your 7850 ICP-MS and all the necessary options and supplies that you need. So this is a very low risk solution because it's being created by the Agilent ICP-MS experts. So it includes preset method templates, all consumables and SOP documents already done for you. And that means that you save a lot of time and money on training costs. So the ICP Go software with workflow designed for the contract labs will already be set up for you. And this can be done in as little as a few days. So this comprehensive on-site implementation assistance with agreed analytical performance targets can be set up by our trained engineers in just a few days. So just depending on what your needs are and your flexibility, we have many different options to get you up and running and to help you simplify and save time with your EPA 200.8 analysis. So now let's take a little bit closer look at this ICP Go, which I've been talking about in the last few slides. So ICP Go is a simple workflow-based software interface for our ICP-MS. This is something that our software team has been working on for quite a few years, perfecting so that our customers can save time and money. This is designed specifically to meet the workflow requirements of routine production labs running standard methods like EPA 200.8. This is a browser-based. It is controlled by the instrument can be accessed and controlled remotely from a handheld device that has ICP Go installed on it, such as an iPad or an Android tablet. It is very intuitive. It is very fast and easy to learn. And we've been told that people are already being productive on day one. So ICP Go can help, but what exactly is ICP Go? So this simplified control and analysis software can be used on a 7700, a 78, 7850, 7900, and an 8900. It connects to your ICP-MS via a simple web-based interface. This can be a local PC, can be a networked PC, and it can be a tablet device. So it makes things fast and easy so that you can get your work done. So let's take a closer look. So this browser-based connectivity and control. You can see that we have our ICP-MS, which is connected to our MassHunter workstation. This can connect by a web browser or instrument control PC. And then we have this local web server. This web browser can be connected to a device, such as Windows or operating software or Android software or your Mac software. So it's very simple and has a logical workflow. So first you log on with your password. You can then check your instrument status. You can build batches from your template. You can put things in the queue. You can monitor your batch or your queue process, as well as your QC actions and make sample changes. And then at the end, you can even review your results. So your ICP Go can be pre-configured and or customized batch templates. You can create these in your analysis batch. So you can use your Agilent supplied batch templates or create your own from MassHunter. And you can see the batches created from different templates can be queued for automatic or sequential analysis. You can easily manage your analysis in 4 simple steps. First, you create your sample batch. You can import or edit your sample list. You can check your method parameters if you need to. and then you can queue your samples and go. Simple. So it's also compliant with QC checking with or without intelligent sequencing, which we just talked about today. So your results include color-coded QC flags, which can be monitored in real time at the batch level or at the queue level. It's up to you, whatever is easier. And detailed outlier information can be held at the touch of a screen. You can also check to see if your samples are in place. So it has a touch-friendly interface. It's configurable and easy to understand. You can edit your samples at any point. You can see here on the screen, you can just hit your edit batch. Even if you need advanced QC, that is not a problem. You can use your advanced QC functions with ICP Go as well. Your samples at a glance, no problem. If you need to change the order of different batches that you have in the queue, no problem. You can see how you can change the order of things all from your ICP Go. If you need to keep an eye on your data while you're busy somewhere else, you can also do that as well. You can see on the screen, you can just toggle through. No need to be in the lab. You can control this from anywhere and just take a quick look to see how things are going. You can see we purposefully made something flag so you can check to see if your QCs are passing or failing. Maybe you have a flexible workforce where you want different users on your team to have different access. That's not a problem as well. You can have different people being allowed to have different access to methods and parts of the software. I hope I've shared with you how fast and easy ICP Go can be for your lab and really got across to you that it's the fastest and easiest ICP-MS software for the routine lab. That it has a user interface that has graphical and minimal learning curve, that it's browser-based, that it's touch-friendly, can be used on multiple different traditional or tablet devices. It's flexible, secure. You can have multiple users with different levels of use, and you can connect from anywhere where login is available. So with ICP Go, it is very simple. So thank you so much for all your time today. I'm so excited that you joined us and that you listened to this talk on the 7850, our new single quad ICP-MS, as well as all the new features that we have with the new software, Mass Hunter 5.1. So I know that was a lot to cover today, so please reach out to me or anyone else on the Agilent ICP-MS team if you want more information about anything that we covered today, or maybe you would like a live demo of our new 5.1 software, because it also can be used with your other Agilent ICP-MS instruments, like your 7800, your 7900, your 8800, and your 8900. So again, thank you so much, and we look forward to hearing from you.